Ladies, listen to me. Sit up, pay attention, and let this sink in. Stop being nice to men. I know. Some of y'all are looking at me crazy right now, but I was raised to be nice. I don't want to be rude. I just want to show them I care. Let me tell you something. Nice don't get you what you want. Men don't respect nice. They respect boundaries. Being nice is what we're taught from a young age. Be polite, be accommodating, be understanding. But somewhere along the way, women were misled into believing that being nice is the same as being valued. It's not. The truth is, men don't respond to niceness the way you think they do. They don't wake up one day and say, wow, she's so sweet, I should treat her better. No, what they actually do is take that niceness, get comfortable, and push the limits to see how much they can get away with. Niceness without boundaries is an open door for mistreatment. When a man realizes that you're always going to be available, always going to forgive, always going to make excuses for his lack of effort, he stops trying. Why? Because he doesn't have to. The moment you make it clear that you'll tolerate late replies, last-minute plans, and half-hearted apologies, that's exactly what you'll keep getting. You see, men don't learn through words, they learn through actions. You can sit there and tell him, I don't like when you do that, but if you keep showing up for him, keep answering his calls, keep making yourself accessible, he's going to keep doing what he does. He hears your words, but he follows your actions. And if your actions say, I'll put up with this, then that's exactly how he's going to treat you. Being nice doesn't make a man respect you. He respects what he has to work for. He respects what has standards. Think about it. When someone gives you something for free, you don't cherish it the same way as something you had to earn. It's human nature. A man values what he had to put in effort for, not what was handed to him without requirements. This is why some women who are difficult get treated like queens, while the sweetest, most loving women get overlooked. Because difficult doesn't mean rude. It means she doesn't settle for less than what she deserves. She's not available just because he wants her to be. She doesn't accept bare minimum effort just to keep the peace. She walks away when she sees red flags instead of sticking around, hoping he'll change. And because of that, men know they can't play with her. When a woman has boundaries, a man either steps up or steps aside. It's that simple. If he's a good man with good intentions, he will meet the standards set in front of him. If he's not, he will leave, but that's a blessing, not a loss. When you stop allowing men to walk all over you, you stop wasting time on the ones who never deserved you in the first place. The biggest mistake women make is thinking that being nice will somehow make a man realize her worth. But men don't value doormats. They value doors that can close. If you never draw the line, he'll never stop crossing it. If you never set a standard, he'll never meet one. It's not about being mean, rude, or dismissive. It's about knowing that your time, energy, and love are privileges, not entitlements. The moment a man realizes that you will not tolerate inconsistency, disrespect, or lack of effort, he either levels up or loses access. Either way, you win. Stop rewarding bad behavior with your time and energy. Too many women are out here giving time, effort, and love to men who haven't done a thing to deserve it. They're answering texts after being ignored for days. They're saying it's okay when it's absolutely not okay. They're making excuses for why he won't commit, why he won't be consistent, why he won't treat her the way she deserves. And the worst part, they think that by being patient, by being understanding, by sticking it out, they're going to change him. But that's not how men work. A man will only do what he knows he can get away with. If he knows he can disappear and pop back up whenever he wants, he'll keep doing it. If he knows he can cancel plans last minute and you'll still be available the next time, he won't respect your time. If he knows you'll keep giving him loyalty while he gives you uncertainty, why would he ever change? There's no reason to. The problem is women confuse effort with love. They think that if they just prove themselves, if they just show how good they are, if they just go the extra mile, he'll eventually step up. But effort without reciprocation is just self-sacrifice. You're pouring into a man who's not pouring back into you. And at that point, you're not building a relationship. You're just making it easier for him to mistreat you. When you reward a man's bad behavior with access to you, you're teaching him that it's okay to treat you that way. And that's exactly why he's not changing, because he doesn't have to. Think about it. If a child throws a tantrum and still gets the candy, they're going to keep throwing tantrums. If an employee slacks off but still gets the paycheck, they're not going to work harder. It's no different with men. They respond to what you allow. They adjust to what you accept. They take advantage of what you give freely. The real issue is that women have been taught to think that being too much will scare a man away, so they downplay their standards. They tolerate disrespect in silence. They accept inconsistency because they don't want to seem demanding. But the truth is, the only men who run from standards are the ones who were never planning to meet them in the first place. A good man won't run from effort. He'll rise to match it. A man should be working for your attention, not getting it just because he exists. He should be earning your time, not being handed all of it just because you like him. He should be proving his worth to you, not the other way around. And if he's not, then why is he getting your energy? Why is he still being rewarded with your presence? Why is he being allowed to do the bare minimum and still have access to you? A man who wants you will act like it. A man who values you will show it, and a man who doesn't, he doesn't deserve anything from you. Yet too many women are out here giving wife benefits to men who aren't even good boyfriends. They're playing the role, doing the work, and holding on to hope that one day he'll see their worth. But the truth is, if he hasn't already, he probably never will. Too many women are out here giving their time, energy, and love to men who haven't earned it. They forgive disrespect too quickly, accept inconsistency too easily, and hold on to potential that has never turned into reality. They keep showing up, keep trying harder, keep proving themselves, hoping that one day the man they're giving their all to will finally wake up and appreciate them. But that's not how it works. Men do what they are allowed to do. If a man knows he can lie, disappear, disrespect you, and still have access to your time and energy, why would he ever stop? There's no incentive for him to change when there are no consequences for his actions. Women think that patience, loyalty, and understanding will make a man step up, but in reality, it often does the opposite. A man who knows he can get everything from you without having to give anything back will continue to take advantage of that situation. He will take and take until you have nothing left, and then when you finally decide you're tired, he will simply move on to the next woman who is willing to accept his behavior. It's not because he doesn't understand what he's doing. It's because he knows exactly what he can get away with. People value what they have to earn. Men respect what they have to work for. If you give a man loyalty when he hasn't proven himself worthy of it, he won't cherish it. If you invest your emotions in a man who hasn't invested in you, he won't take care of them. When something is given too easily, it is taken for granted. It's human nature. A man will not appreciate a woman who continues to reward him with time, effort, and commitment when he hasn't done the same in return. Women who set high standards are not too much or too difficult. They are simply women who refuse to be played with. The women who require consistency, respect, and effort are the ones who end up with men who value them. Meanwhile, the women who are constantly nice, constantly forgiving, constantly available, often find themselves being taken advantage of. When you reward a man's bad behavior with access to you, you are teaching him that there is no need for him to change. A man who knows he can come back whenever he wants will never stay. A man who knows you'll always be there waiting for him will never chase you. A man who knows he can give you half effort and still keep you around will never give you his full effort. There are too many women putting their hearts on the line for men who wouldn't even cross the street for them. They are giving their best to men who are giving them the bare minimum. They are holding on to promises that were never meant to be kept. Women think that if they just give more, love harder, prove themselves, a man will suddenly become the person they need him to be. But a man doesn't change for a woman he's comfortable mistreating. A man changes when he realizes that the way he's been moving will no longer be tolerated. He changes when he sees that a woman is willing to walk away. He changes when he knows he could actually lose her. Until then, he has no reason to. If a man's words and actions don't match, believe his actions. If he shows you he doesn't respect you, don't try to convince him to. If he isn't putting in effort, don't try to compensate for it. If he is comfortable disrespecting you, it's because you have allowed it. If a man knows he can do the bare minimum and still be rewarded, that's exactly what he will continue to do. Being too nice enables bare minimum effort. Men are simple. They do what works for them, and if doing the bare minimum still gets them what they want, they won't do more. The problem is that too many women think if they just love a man harder, if they just show him how good they are, if they just give him all their time and attention, he will finally step up. But that's not how men operate. A man will always take the easiest route to get what he wants. If he knows he doesn't have to put in real effort to have you, he won't. If he knows he can text you once a week and you'll still be excited to hear from him, he won't call. If he knows he can give you crumbs and you'll still stick around hoping for more, he'll never bring the whole meal. A man who truly values a woman puts in effort from the start. He doesn't need to be convinced, reminded, or begged to show up for her. He does it because he wants to, not because she pressures him into it. But when a woman keeps being nice despite the lack of effort, when she keeps understanding, keeps waiting, keeps giving, all she's doing is teaching him that he can do less and still get everything. The women who get treated the best are not the ones who are the most available, the most understanding, or the most forgiving. They are the ones who have boundaries, who have standards, who don't tolerate inconsistency. When a woman makes it clear that she requires effort and consistency, a man either rises to the occasion or he steps aside. But when a woman is too nice, too accommodating, too afraid to say what she really wants, she creates a situation where a man never has to try. Some women believe that if they hold a man down when he's struggling, he will remember her when he gets himself together. But the truth is, a man doesn't appreciate the woman who stuck through his worst if he never had to earn her best. He just sees her as someone who was always there, someone who required nothing from him, someone who gave and gave without ever asking for anything back. And when he finally does get himself together, he often ends up giving his best to someone else, someone who wouldn't have tolerated the way he treated the woman who was always there for him. Women have to stop thinking that being nice will make a man appreciate them. Men don't value what is freely given, they value what they had to work for. When a man sees that a woman is too afraid to walk away, he has no reason to change. When he sees that she will accept the bare minimum, that's exactly what he will continue to give. When he knows that no matter how little effort he puts in, she will always be there, he loses all motivation to do better. A man doesn't change for a woman who makes it easy for him to stay the same. He changes when he realizes that if he doesn't step up, he will lose her. He changes when he sees that his usual games won't work. He changes when he knows that he can't get away with doing the least and still have access to her. But if a woman keeps being too nice, keeps excusing the lack of effort, keeps making things too easy, she is only teaching him that she will accept less than she deserves. And once a man knows that, he will never feel the need to give more. A real man will rise to the occasion, not take advantage. A man who truly wants to be with you will never make you feel like you have to chase him, convince him, or prove your worth. He will step up on his own because that's what real men do. A man who values you will recognize what he has in front of him and put in the effort to keep it. He won't need reminders, he won't need second chances after constant mistakes, and he won't need to be begged to do the bare minimum. But when a woman keeps lowering her standards, keeps making excuses, and keeps allowing inconsistency, all she's doing is making it easier for the wrong kind of man to take advantage. A woman should never have to beg for respect, time, or effort. If she does, she's dealing with a man who was never planning to give it in the first place. The men who truly want to be in a woman's life show it through their actions, not just their words. They don't disappear for days and then come back with a weak excuse. They don't keep a woman guessing about where she stands. They don't play games, make empty promises, or keep stringing her along while giving her nothing real in return. They step up, they commit, and they show consistency. A real man sees a valuable woman and does what it takes to keep her. He doesn't sit back and let her carry the weight of the relationship. He doesn't wait until she's exhausted and emotionally drained before he decides to act right. He doesn't take advantage of her kindness, her patience, or her willingness to understand. He meets her where she is, and if she requires more, he rises to the occasion. He doesn't expect her to settle for less while he gets to have everything he wants. Too many women stay in situations where they are constantly giving while the man is only taking. They hope that if they just love harder, if they just prove their loyalty, if they just hold on a little longer, the man will finally step up. But that's not how it works. A man who doesn't step up in the beginning is not going to suddenly change because a woman refuses to give up on him. The only time a man changes is when he sees that if he doesn't, he will lose her. A woman who continues to tolerate mistreatment is only showing a man that he can get away with it. The truth is, some men are only in a woman's life because she allows them to be, not because they truly value her. If a man knows he can do the bare minimum and still have access to her, he won't put in any more effort than that. He will take advantage of the fact that she keeps forgiving him, keeps hoping for change, and keeps waiting for him to become the man she wants him to be. Meanwhile, he has no intention of doing so because he doesn't have to. A man who genuinely wants to be with a woman doesn't put her in a position where she has to question his intentions. He doesn't leave her feeling confused, insecure, or unappreciated. He makes sure she knows where she stands because he wants to keep her there. But when a woman keeps accepting less, keeps tolerating inconsistency, and keeps allowing a man to come and go as he pleases, she is making it easy for the wrong one to stay while blocking the right one from ever stepping in. A man who truly wants to be in her life will show it without hesitation. And if he doesn't, then he was never meant to be there. Stop being understanding and start being unapologetic. Women have been conditioned to be understanding to the point of their own exhaustion. They make excuses for a man's behavior, justify his lack of effort, and convince themselves that he just needs more time, more patience, more support. They accept less than they deserve because they don't want to seem too demanding, too difficult, or too much. But the truth is, a woman who constantly makes room for a man's shortcomings is only teaching him that he never has to do better. A man who values you does not need endless chances. He does not need to be reminded how to treat you, and he does not need to be convinced to act right. If a woman is constantly explaining why she feels hurt, constantly waiting for change that never comes, constantly justifying behavior that she knows is unacceptable, she is only delaying the inevitable. A man who wants to step up will do so, and a man who doesn't will keep taking advantage of the fact that she's too understanding to walk away. Being understanding becomes a weakness when it allows a man to mistreat you without consequences. When a man sees that every mistake, every excuse, every broken promise is met with more understanding, he learns that he doesn't have to change. He knows that no matter what he does, you will find a reason to forgive him. You will tell yourself he's just going through a rough time, that he doesn't know how to express himself, that deep down, he's a good man who just needs a little more patience. But the reality is, a man who genuinely cares about you will not put you in a position where you have to suffer just to keep him around. A woman who stops being understanding and starts being unapologetic about what she wants forces a man to make a choice. Either step up or step aside. When a woman stops tolerating mixed signals, inconsistency, and lack of effort, she finds out very quickly who is actually serious about her and who is just stringing her along. The men who were never planning to do right will call her difficult, say she's asking for too much, and try to make her feel guilty for setting standards. But the men who genuinely want to be in her life will meet her where she is. A woman who knows her worth doesn't waste time trying to convince a man to see it. She doesn't beg for attention. She doesn't settle for less than she deserves. And she doesn't let a man's potential keep her stuck in a situation that's not serving her. She understands that a man's actions show his intentions more than his words ever will. If he's inconsistent, it's because he doesn't care enough to be consistent. If he's disrespectful, it's because he doesn't respect her. If he keeps making excuses, it's because he knows she will keep accepting them. Being unapologetic means refusing to tolerate what doesn't align with your standards. It means not being afraid to walk away when a man shows you he is not willing to give you what you deserve. It means knowing that you do not have to wait, suffer, or prove yourself just to be loved correctly. The women who get treated the best are not the ones who are the most understanding. They are the ones who refuse to tolerate anything less than what they truly want. When a woman stops justifying, excusing, and waiting, she puts herself in a position to receive the love she actually deserves. The moment she decides that her time, energy, and love are not up for negotiation, she stops entertaining men who are not willing to give her what she is worth. A man who wants you will make it clear there's no such thing as mixed signals. Women spend too much time analyzing a man's actions, trying to decode his words and making excuses for why he isn't stepping up. They sit with their friends replaying conversations asking, what do you think he meant by that? They justify the lack of effort by telling themselves, he's just busy, just unsure, just not ready. But the truth is, if a man wants you, there will be no confusion. A man who truly wants to be with you will not leave you guessing. He will not leave you questioning his intentions, doubting his feelings, or wondering where you stand in his life. He will show up, he will be consistent, and he will make it clear that he wants you and only you. The idea that men are just bad at communication is an excuse. Men communicate their intentions very clearly. You just have to pay attention to their actions instead of their words. A man who wants you will call, he will make plans, he will make time for you. He won't go days without talking to you and then show up with a weak excuse. He won't keep you as an option while he entertains other women. He won't keep saying he's not ready while expecting you to stick around and wait. A man who truly values you will do whatever it takes to make sure you know it. Women waste too much time trying to figure out a man who has already shown them exactly who he is. If he's inconsistent, it's because he doesn't care enough to be consistent. If he disappears and comes back when it's convenient, it's because he knows he can. If he tells you he's not ready for a relationship, but still wants all the benefits of one, he's using you. And when a woman continues to tolerate these behaviors, she is only making it easier for him to keep taking advantage. A man who is serious about you will eliminate the competition. He won't make you feel like you're in a race for his attention. He won't be out entertaining other women while telling you he likes you but isn't ready to settle down. He won't keep you in a gray area where you're not really together but not exactly single. A man who wants you will be intentional about locking you down because he knows a woman like you won't wait forever. If a man is still exploring his options, still hesitant, still treating you like just another possibility, then he doesn't want you enough. Women need to stop romanticizing inconsistency. They need to stop thinking that if they just hold on a little longer, he will finally wake up and realize what he has. A man knows almost immediately if he wants to be with a woman long term. He may not be ready for marriage right away, but he knows whether or not he values her enough to build something real. If he's keeping you at arm's length, if he's making you wonder where you stand, if he's hot and cold with his effort, then he is making a choice to not fully commit. And when a woman allows it, she is also making a choice to accept less than what she truly deserves. No woman should ever have to convince a man to be with her. If he wants you, you will know. If he doesn't, you will be confused. It really is that simple. When a woman stops making excuses, stops ignoring the red flags, and stops settling for inconsistency, She puts herself in a position to receive the love she actually deserves. A real man won't have you second-guessing his feelings. He won't make you overthink, he won't make you chase, and he won't make you wonder. He will make it clear through his effort, his actions, and his consistency. And if he's not doing that, then he's simply not the one.